For today's challenge, early state ideas are sought that address today's pressing social and environmental challenges, guided, as I said, by the UN Sustainable Goals. In this inaugural version of the Social Idea Challenge, the participating institutions are Universidad Austral in Argentina, Universidad Andrés Bello in Chile, Universidad Santa Francisco de Quito in Ecuador, and Tecnológica de Monterrey in Mexico, in addition to Universidad Católica de Chile, and of course, the University of Miami. It has been a long journey to bring the Social Ideas Challenges to this event in its final stages. Here at eMerge of the Americas is the first opportunity we have to have this international competition where the winning team will be selected among the 6 finalists. Maria Jesus, thank you very much.
Thank you, Provost. At the Social Ideas Challenge launch in September, attendees heard from Ricky Cassini, CEO at Microma, Karim Bichara, CTO at Notco, UM's Dr. Susan Amat, and eMerge's own Melissa Medina and Felice Gorordo, with their inspirational messages to encourage students to adopt an entrepreneurial mindset, to think big, and find ideas aimed at positive social impact. More than 80 ideas were submitted by students, who then participated in university workshops aimed at strengthening presentations, prototyping, pitching, and designing skills. Finally, each university held their local competition where one team was selected. Those teams will compete here today. They are Reflush from Universidad Católica de Chile, Change from Tecnológico de Monterrey, Mexico, Kickback from University of Miami, US, Clean Aqua from Universidad Austral, Argentina, Set de Cambio from Universidad Andrés Bello, Chile, and Sabio, Universidad San Francisco de Quito, Ecuador. Student finalists have been working hard and looking forward to today, but they are not the only winners. All the participants have taken the first steps in becoming aware of the challenges we face as a global community. They have also been empowered within the knowledge that they can make a difference, that today an idea can tomorrow be a reality. So to evaluate the team presentation this afternoon, we are pleased to introduce our judges. Carolina Rendeiro, CEO and founder of Connect to Global. Carolina. Andres Meirovich Bellolio, founder and managing partner, Genesis Ventures. And Walter O'Leary, managing partner at South Point Capital, LLC. Thank you all for being here. Now we begin with the main activity of this event. 6 student teams representing their institutions will have 5 minutes to present their ideas. 3 of them are here in person, and we have pre-recorded presentations for the other 3 who were unable to travel. Congratulations to all of you for being here and for being innovators and creative young entrepreneurs. We are all excited to see your work today. One judge will comment on each presentation. So let's begin. First up, Reflush from Universidad Católica de Chile. So I invite the team to the stage. And remember, you have 5 minutes.
In Chile and around the world, we're facing the worst hydric crisis on history. Landscapes like this are every time more common. In fact, the WHO points out that to 2025, half of the population is going to live in zones with hydric shortage. The most affected are the vulnerable families. Only in Chile, more than 400,000 families depend on cistern trucks to get formal access to water. That equals 3 showers a week, and it is 1,400 liters a week. That without considering water for consumption, personal and house hygiene. This is unacceptable, and it goes against the dignity of people. Then we realize that there are devices on houses that have not been changed in decades, and that we can rethink them to solve this problem. Something as daily as the consumption of water on the kitchen sink has a big impact on the families. Thus, there is a possibility to find some other options and make it better. So, how can we change this? Today, water is viewed as a single-use resource, and this doesn't have to be this way. Hello, my name is Paola, and with my team, we created Reflush. Reflush is a system that recycles the gray waters from the sink. We aim to help these families by improving their life quality by making water use more efficient. Our system is coupled to the sink, and it has 3 main pieces: a filter, a tank, and a foot pump. It works by dividing the washing pipe with a 2-way stopcock, so the user has the chance to decide if the water goes through the sewer or if it goes through our filtration system, where the water is clean, and then by activating the pump, it will go up and be available again. Our filter has 3 phases, and it gets to clean the water. The first phase removes large particles, and it's made of a metallic net similar to the one on the picture. The second phase captures lipids, and it's based on the same principle of cloth coffee filters. It has many fabric layers that avoid water being greasy after the first use. The third phase is the Purification Phase. On this one, the most common method is photocatalysis of water. However, it uses titanium dioxide, which is expensive. That's why we plan on replacing it with the calcium of crushed mussels shells. Because in Reflush, we don't want to just make water use more efficient. We want to support the local economies. Chile is one of the biggest producers of mussels around the globe. According to the government, we produce more than 300,000 tons of mussels a year, and more than 90,000 people work on traditional fishing. That's why we aim to partner with local fishing communities to innovate and repurpose their waste, so that will bring us closer to a circular economy future. Together, we need a business plan. And our plan has 2 steps. The third step is a business-to-business model, working with local governments and social organizations, so we can give the families more options. Then, on our second step, we plan on joining the market, aiming for consumers that care about sustainability. What makes our solution something interesting to invest in is that by using our product, the water from a single wash can be reused more than 3 times on any domestic task, such as washing the dishes or even watering small crops. This is the common alternative that families have. It's not efficient and it wastes a lot of water. Other alternatives are good, but they are hard to install or build, or even can be not affordable for the people. That's like biodensity separators or something as the following. This one, AquaChios, is very good, but it needs electricity and it's expensive. That's why we need a solution that's affordable, because this is a global issue. Only Latin America, 1 out of 4 people do not have access to formal water. But why Reflush? Because Reflush is easy to install, affordable, and connected to the reality of these families. We, as Reflush, are not just a recycling system for the gray waters of the sink. We are a project that wants to work with the communities, that wants to bring the communities their dignity back, so they don't have to choose between drinking a glass of water or going to the shower. We invite you to choose Reflush. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reflush. Well done. Now I ask Walter O'Leary to provide feedback, please.
Great. Very good presentation. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more teamwork, but very good presentation nevertheless. I like your execution that you're dividing B2B and B2C. On the B2B front, there are a lot of companies, I can think of Unilever being one of them, that wants to be a very active leader in this category. And they provide products that are biodegradable and also can be repurposed, which is ideal for this circular economy that we're in today. On the consumer side, I think the education is going to be extremely important, and that's where the role of government comes in together with the private sector, right? So you want to be able to ask the consumers to separate the washing of the dishes, let's call it sanitation aspect, from the other that is, not very recyclable, let's say, and maybe come up with alternatives for that to separate the uses, to optimize what you have, which is the most precious resource, which is very scarce, right, which is water. But overall, I can't emphasize enough that this is not a problem just for Chile. You're seeing this in many, many countries, and to be smart about the resources that we have is imperative. And I think a public-private partnership is really the solution, but it has to start at the grass level roots, which is where you're tackling. And I think that's why your pitch was so powerful, because it focuses on what you can do today, not mañana. So thank you. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Walter. Now, we will hear from Tecnológico de Monterrey students to present Change. Remember that the team has not been able to travel, but we will watch the recorded presentation.
And this is our social impact project. Next, please. The day we met Lagos de Colores, which is a cooperative in Untitled Chapter, we noticed that adults had great values and knowledge about Mother Earth. For example, the creation of tinctures, the functions of medicinal plants, the water treatment process and weaving techniques, and so on. There is a knowledge diversity among each member of the cooperative. But we noticed that 33% of the children and 100% of the teens wish to emigrate when they grow up. And just 14% of them wish to have the same profession as their parents. So the cooperative has a serious problem, the child and youth disintegration, because when it is time to inherit such values and knowledge, they do not seem interested, as well as the farmers' work is culturally devalued. This led the younger generations to find few options for their future, increasing their incidence in alcoholism, drug addiction, crime, and even emigration. This last one mentioned is very unfortunate because a lot of cultural identity is being lost as a result. But why are the children and young people from Ciscal not interested in cooperative-oriented topics? Well, we identified that adult people are not seeing young people as their allies, and there is not a horizontal communication. For this to be solved, we propose a systematic change, the creation of the formative and experiential agroecological center. It is a youth and children's formative center focused on agroecological education and adjustable to the students' needs and choices for activities. This center operates based on donations, barter, and payments in kind and cash. In this center, the members implement the knowledge chain path in which adult people transmit their wisdom and ancestral techniques to the youth through practical experiences. Through the next one. Through this idea, the new generation's disintegration will be reduced. The horizontal intergenerational communication will be promoted, and consequently, this will improve the life direction of the young people, avoiding their incidents in emigration or addiction. In addition, the following sustainable development goals will be impacted: quality education, sustainable cities and communities, climate action, and reduced inequality. Also, it is important to mention that this project is not impacting just the community of Ciscal, but also the region, including youth of Guatemala, improving the positive effect in terms of society, economy, and environment. Then, next one, the other one. To validate our proposal, we carried out several pilot tests where children and young people from the region were invited. In this test, we observed what types of activities captured their attention the most, how interested they are in opening the cafe, and also we made interviews to find out how to improve our proposal. Our pilot tests were successful, and with the approval of the inhabitants of the region, we validated our proposal. In addition, some changes were made to it, such as creating formative cycles, separating youth activities from children's activities, accepting volunteers, and in the long term, making it a center where tourists can also attend. The next one. The cafe's pilot opening and the promotion of the knowledge chain pass offer a valuable opportunity for reducing the local child and youth disintegration, as well as promoting in tourists a cultural and social change in their relationship with Mother Earth. At this moment, this idea is just in implementation stage. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, team. Carolina Rendeiro, can you provide some comments to the team?
Sure. I think a couple of things. Just that it leaves you wondering where they're going to go with this. You know, you need to give more information, I think, for me at least, where you want to go with this. I think it's important that the social change can also impact other communities, and it's something that can scale to other areas, and other countries can pick up on it as well. But great ideas. It's hard to understand coming over this way. Kudos to her for doing this. A great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Carolina. Next up, I invite to the stage Kickback from University of Miami.
Just one mic? Okay, do you want to both use the mic or? Stand here and then I'll pass, we'll pass. So hi everyone, my name's Laura Hopman.
I'm Allison Graniera.
And we are
Kickback.
So we have decided to make our idea around the 2 United Nations Sustainable Goals of good health and well-being, as well as strong institutions, peace, and justice. We found the intersection of our love for working out, as well as this concept of human trafficking that we found was really underrepresented in society and was not talked about enough. So much not talked about enough that it's actually a $150 billion industry each year, and I'm sure a bunch of you never really hear about it in the news. And there's approximately 40.3 million human trafficking victims at any given time worldwide, and we predict that number is significantly higher because of the fact that only 0.04% of human trafficking crimes are actually ever reported. And this really resonated with Ali and us because only 99% of estimated sex trafficking victims are actually women. are women, and that is something that we really found a passion for and wanting to educate the community of.
So although that we mentioned that 99% of the victims are women, there is no single profile for sex trafficking victims. So regardless of race, socioeconomic status, gender, etc., everybody is just as at risk, which is just a tragedy. Though here are a couple of the most vulnerable populations, as well as there are numerous methods that perpetrators tend to use, including psychological manipulation, whether that be promises of a better life, education, or money. But the one that we focus here today with kickback is forcible participation. And given that only 1% of sex trafficking victims survive, the best method is really prevention, and so that's why we've come up with a realistic yet logical solution.
So our solution is called kickback classes. These are high-energy, studio-style classes designed to give our customers a great workout while also arming them with the tools they need to protect themselves against human trafficking schemes. There will be a heavy emphasis on instructor direction, as it will be very important that the instructor tells our customers exactly when they can use these moves to protect themselves or in what situations they should look out for. Our target demographic will be women around 15 to 30 years old, as that's already a very popular market for the workout industry, as well as it happens to be some of the most targeted industry for human trafficking. Our current location target will be Houston, Texas, where we'd want to set up a studio, as well as having an international focus in Mexico, which Ali will speak on a little bit. And what really makes us unique and stand out from our competitors is that we are a get one, give one model, meaning that every class purchased by someone in the United States helps to fund a mission trip to an at-risk area and spread really the awareness of human trafficking, because that is seriously one of the biggest issues, is that they just don't know about some of the potential schemes.
So as Laura mentioned, we are a get one, give one, so our implementation is twofold. So of course, here in the United States, our focus will be in Texas, given that Houston is the worst city in the US in regards to sex trafficking victims, with over 79,000 victims at any given time. Here, our marketing strategy will include like social media. In fact, we've already been developing an app in which we'll give you a quick preview of as well. However, in contrast, in Mexico, the focus will definitely be less on the just energy working out section and more of the education, which to them is the most important. So we plan on doing more of a pop-up model where we partner with local schools and churches, as well as a safe house known as El Pozo de Vida, which provides water, food, and shelter to sex trafficking victims, because in Mexico, there are no sex trafficking laws. So it is our duty that we feel to really educate and provide them with the tools that they would need. And here, of course, because we are both females and really resonate with this idea, we're focusing on the female empowerment, awareness of schemes, and specific self-defense.
So like Ali mentioned, one of the things we are working on is developing an app. And as you can see here, this is kind of our login screen. And essentially, the user would go in, have every single feature that would be of a normal workout studio app in terms of looking at past classes, future classes, learning about the trainer, but they would also have an impact alert stating how many women they've helped protect, and all of the following features as well. Let's see if it will play. Oh, it may not play. That's okay. And we had a little demo provided, but things don't always work out, so we kept it going. So we go ahead and provided all of the information, and it'll have other functionalities. Oh, here it goes. Go ahead, Ali.
So here you can see a couple of our classes. They have we're really focusing on the brand and making it a fun, exciting thing here in the United States. So you can see a little bit description. Some of our themes are trying to get that energy going, with some of the classes titled Hit Back Twice as Hard, just to really emphasize that brand of what our goal is. So you'll see a little bit more about our trainers, why they're qualified to be here, as well as a little bit more about who we are as individuals, our mission here at Kickback. And sorry, it's just a little bit delayed. And here you can be able to book classes as well, just as like any other fitness app. Here you would pick your location. We are beginning in Houston, but we hope to expand that as well. You can book your classes, see what times are offered, so that everything is really working with your schedule, so it's a really integrated part of your life. Here's a little bit more information about who we are as individuals, as well as that big 172 number to really emphasize to our customers, the impact that they're having. Thank you so much, and we open the floor for any questions.
Thank you, team. So we want to, sorry, we want to invite Andres Meirovic to comment, please.
Thank you very much for the pitch. I have a lot of doubts in terms of the victim, in terms of they really need or they are victims because they don't have the power or the force or the movement to defend itself physically, or it's more that because they're poor people that are trying to move to other country to try to have a better future. So that's my point. Is the target of like a woman that moves from the Mexico to the US that they don't have apps to see? That's my only point. I don't know if you really solve the problem using an app, but to defense, because it's a large problem, I think, it's in terms of poverty and other stuff. So that's my only point. The other is amazing, and thank you, and hopefully you have and you can launch this project in the future.
Thank you, Andres. For that, we have Clean Aqua from Universidad Austral. The team has also sent the recording of their presentation. I think that I need the clicker. Okay, so Clean Aqua from Universidad Austral.
Have you ever thought about how much water you consume daily? We tend to look at it as an unlimited resource. We take long showers, we leave faucets dripping, we wash cars with hoses, and so on. And according to estimates, Argentines consume around 350 liters every day, which is 7 times higher than what is recommended by the World Health Organization.
However, Julito, a man who lives only 20 minutes away from the Austral University, does analyze day by day how much water he consumes, since this resource is scarce in his area. There is only one functional faucet there, which he shares with his 12,000 neighbors. However, this water is not 100% drinkable. The buckets that they use to collect the water accumulate mosquitoes, bad smell, and dogs also drink directly from them. And yet, for them, every drop counts.
But what happens in Julito's neighborhood is far from being an isolated case. According to the INDEC and the United Nations, 10% Argentine homes and 40% homes in the whole world don't have access to running water. And since the world population is expected to increase by 2 billion people in the next 30 years, if we don't act now, the unequal distribution of water will increase by the same amount. So that's the reason why we are here. We're a group of 3 19-year-old students named Chiara, Emiliano, and me, Juan Diego, that want to be the change that this world needs. For this reason, we devised Clean Aqua.
Clean Aqua is a project to redesign conventional plumbing systems into a closed-loop water systems in buildings to maximize its use. The running water, well water, rain, and any other water source will be sanitized with chemicals and filters in the building itself. And since this process will be inside of these places, the water that we consume, for instance, to take a shower, to wash the dishes, or our teeth, can be reused with implementation of this cycle system. And this system can be also incorporated into homes, schools, community kitchens, sports clubs, and so on, promoting sustainable constructions.
Currently, the Argentine government has a project underway to build 150,000 new buildings. And similarly, the private sector have built more than 10 million square meters in 2021. For this reason, the state and the construction companies are high potential clients. And today, the sustainable construction activity continues to grow around the world. And Clean Aqua can be the eco-friendly option for these new constructions.
In summary, Clean Aqua acts directly on 5 Sustainable Development Goals, which are the number 3, 9, 11, and 12, and above all, the 6th.
You don't miss water until the well runs dry. We must prevent reaching that point. Let us be aware now to ensure that Julito, his 12,000 neighbors, and all the present and future generations have access to this resource. And so it ceases to be a privilege for some and become a right for all. And precisely, clean aqua is the solution to make the dissatisfaction of this basic need become a thing of the past. Thank you.
Thank you.
You clean aqua. Walter, you're up.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Similar to Reflush, this is a very big problem. And unfortunately, it's a problem that's going to get worse. The World Bank this morning announced that global GDP is going to be reduced from 4.2%, or rather 4.1% to 3.2%. That's almost a 1 percentage point shave of the global GDP, which means that countries like Argentina that are riddled with debt, thanks to the IMF, over $50 billion, they're not going to be able to deliver on these projects. So it really is incumbent on the local grassroots groups to try and educate the people to be self-sufficient. And they do need help from the private sector. And I think this is a solution to capture the rainwater in difference from Chile, where there's a lot of very dry areas, especially in the northern part of Chile. Argentina has plenty of water. One of the largest soya producers in the world, and that is extremely water concentrated business. So they do have water, they just needs to be redirected. So efforts like this, definitely clean aqua. There is a big market for you. It is a shame that 10% of the people in Argentina don't have access to drinkable water, and I hope this changes very quickly. Thank you.
Thank you, Walter. Now I invite to the stage Set de Cambio from Universidad Andrés Bello.
Good afternoon to all. Before starting, I want you to imagine having to ration 5 liters of water to shower, cook, or wash. This sounds impossible, right? But this is the reality that thousands of families in the region of Araucanía must confront every day. Having this in mind, we invite you to learn more about our venture, Set de Cambio. Water scarcity affects more than 40% of the world's population, and experts predict this percentage will increase. According to the World Resource Institute, Chile is ranked in the 18th place at the Global Water Stress Ranking. And as you can see here, at a national level, 188 out of 384 communes have a degree of water scarcity. This affects more than 6 million people. To contextualize, the region of Araucanía is considered the gateway to the south of the country. There resides the indigenous Mapuche people, who stand for the strong sense of cultural identity. Here it rains 10 out of the 12 months of the year, with an annual rainfall of 1,250 millimeters. This suggests that everyone has enough water to spare. However, there are more than 28,000 families living in the rural area who must suffer great consequences for not having access to drinking water. Considering this critical scenario, the following problems stand out. 27% of the families in rural areas do not have access to drinking water. And during the last years, families from different regions of the country have migrated to the south, thinking that the conditions there were more suitable to live. However, the overpopulation brought with it a high demand for water, which caused too many Mapuche families to leave their homes, abandoning their harvest, the cattle, but above all, the roots. And the current solutions to prevent the drought in Araucanía are inefficient, costly, and do not provide long-term or viable solutions. And having to confront these limitations, people decided to create their own wells to obtain water. But these have not solved the problems because the groundwater that supplies the wells is drying up at an alarming rate. And what can we do to solve this? Initially, when we were starting a venture, we seek for inspiration in the most modern and technological projects, trying our best to follow the step. But we end up finding solutions in methodologies that have been used for more than 2,000 years. To understand a project, we need to go back to the time of the powerful culture of the West, the Mayans and the Aztec, and the Egyptian culture in East Africa, which used natural elements to purify water. Among them, we find moringa seeds, volcanic stones, and quartz. Without further ado, we present our prototype, Reco. And what is this? How does it work? Reco is made of a 2,000-liter tank of polyethylene, a material known for its antibacterial properties. The rainwater will flow through this tank into 3 ecological filters organized strategically to ensure the durability. The first filter is a volcanic stone dust plate, which very well filters all kinds of particles due to its porosity. The second filter is a quartz plate, which has the ability to filter harmful microbes, nitrogenous compounds, and other inorganic and organic toxins from water. Finally, it goes through the moringa plate, a seed used to cleanse water from impurities and pathogens. In brief words, the mechanism that prevents the overflow of water and the filter from being immersed in it is commanded by a plug, which rises as the volume of water inside the tank increases. It also raises a flexible mechanism that blocks the entry of water once it is full. We choose these filters based on their great attributes and great purifying potential. And as a fact, today moringa is still used mainly in Peru and Venezuela for the same purposes. And you might be wondering, how much does this cost? The total price up to $375. This includes materials, the direct labor, and the production of the prototype. But we aim to reduce this value to subsidize granted by regional municipalities. What are the main benefits of our project? With Reco, we want to provide drinking water daily, giving to the families the power to decide what to do with it. Offer an option that is economic to both families and municipalities, which are the ones that must afford the current solutions. Allow the preservation of the ancestral Mapuche families in the region. Also, there is a Chilean law that prohibits the reuse of rainwater, while rainwater offers this necessary element safely and immediately. But the Cambio doesn't end here. Among our next objectives, we aim to develop tests and analysis of water quality, strengthen the link with the community, and implementing training instances for the correct use of the product. With the Cambio, we want to deliver all the possibilities so that people can have an access to a democratic use of water. Thank you for listening to our presentation. We are the Ventures de Cambio, representing Universidad Andrés Bello of Chile.
Thank you, Set de Cambio. Congratulations. Carolina, can you provide feedback to the team?
Sure. First, congratulations. I mean, you gave us a lot of information in a very short period of time. I would have loved to have seen more interaction, okay? But I understand that time and language barrier is also, and this is not an easy environment to be pitching, but congratulations. I think it serves a huge purpose. I like the fact that you see a future in it and you gave us some of the uses for it. I would suggest in presentation that maybe you just calm down a little bit, get your colleagues engaged, and I think you'll go a lot further with that. But great job, okay?
Thank you, Carolina. 6 in today's lineup is Universidad San Francisco de Quito's team with the idea Sabio. The team has not been able to travel either. Please pay attention to the recording of the presentation.
Okay, hello everyone, I'm Marilyn and I want to introduce you to Sabio. When I was a little girl, I had the opportunity to study in public schools and I had the opportunity to see life from different perspectives. While growing up, I noticed an uncomfortable reality. I was able to see that those people who have access to quality education can improve their living conditions. After working in technology industry, I could see a golden opportunity and a huge gap. The opportunity. Did you know that the average salary in the digital economy in Latam is $1,500 with an increase of 15% per year? In a region where more than 200 million people live in poverty and companies are more desperate than ever for talent in technology, marketing, design talent, this could be a great opportunity. In fact, in the digital economy in 2020, there were more than 40 million jobs available, and then more by 2025, the number will grow 190 million. The problem is that between universities and boot camps, only 1.5 million IT talents graduate per year. Our value proposition consists of empowering more people in the world of science, engineering, and mathematics through the best education to open more opportunities and break cycles of inequality. We really want to revolutionize the concept of e-learning, leaving behind long courses without focus on specific skills, with a high dropout rate, and evolve with Sabio into something we call AI learning. We use the power of the artificial intelligence to develop a custom e-learning path according to the student's profile with specific skills like coding, AR, data science, or digital marketing. Meaningful learning based on micro-learning, applicable projects with customized progress, monitoring from world leaders. What is our business model? We have two segments. B2C, we earn money from students' subscriptions, and B2B, we earn money from IT talents that we place in companies in Latam, US, and Europe. Our students will have the correct mindset to contribute to business growth and drive the digital transformation. We know that we are not alone in this industry, but we also understand that these are validated market, and with the right content and technology, we can change the lives of millions of people. In fact, the last year, more than $100 million were invested in this field. We are sure of the revolution we can start. Last year, we validated our methodology, with generating traction and building a valuable relationship in the ecosystem. As the leader of the San Francisco University Innovation Club, we built the largest digital bootcamp in the country and incorporated the elements that ensure an educational experience of the highest quality. Community, pencil-oriented software skills of the future of work, sense of accomplishment, high-value content with more than 11 leaders around the world. After 2 months and 11 classes, we reached this data. More than 1,600 people have registered, more than 18 certificates issued, more than 1,000 views in our YouTube classes, more than 5 people in our WhatsApp and Facebook communities, and the most awesome of all of these, 20% of our audience is around Latin America. This is possible thanks to our partners, 20, la Sociedad Ecuatoriana de Estadística, Selecta Talent Hunters, and our ecosystem, Banco General Rumiñahui, el Banco Guayaquil, Payphone, y Huaycana. People love our methodology and will love creating more growth opportunities around artificial intelligence and knowledge. Exciting, right? Now, can you imagine turning Latam into a technological powerhouse based on STEAM? We can dream it because we are dreamers with soul. So, what do you say? Do we end equality in a time together with custom training powered by Sabio? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim. For last comments, I ask Andres.
Thank you. No, really, really nice. I think it's an exciting topic. The only point is that, as you mentioned, there's a lot of competition. So try to differentiate to the others. It will be hard, and I think you need a lot of money, but it's amazing, and the topic is amazing, and so thank you very much.
Thank you, Andres. Congratulations to all the teams, 6 great ideas and fantastic presentations. Our judges will now deliberate based on relevance, potential impact, creativity and innovation, feasibility, and presentation. We will be back shortly with the announcement of the winning team.
Don't fear to fail. It's in failing that we learn the most. So don't fear it, actually embrace it and fail, but fail fast and then get right back up again.
We truly believe that social business ideas and projects will help us to solve some of the world's biggest problems. Join us here where passion meets vision and positive impact.
Have, okay. Okay, we're back. Thank you for waiting. I will ask Vicente Iglesias from Universidad Católica de Chile and champion of this initiative and the judges to announce the winning team. Vicente.
Thank you, Maria Jesus. First of all, to the 6 teams that are in here or in virtual presentations, we're very proud of all of you. We were working a lot, and your presentation is the fruit of our work from more than a year. And we encourage you to continue, go on. In spite if you win today or not, your projects can be done, and we encourage you to continue working with your universities, with another groups. This space is you can meet people who can encourage your project, so please go on. Also, I want to say the thank you to the 6 universities who are participating in this event. It's a pleasure for us and for the consortium to work with all of you. And now, please, Walter is going to announce the winner team.
Thank you, Vicente. It was actually a hard and an easy decision to make. Fue una decisión muy fácil y a la vez un poco complicada hacerla. We have 2 winners. Tenemos a 2 ganadores hoy. The first winner is an immediate social impact, and that is going to Reflush. And the second winner, ese fue el primer ganador, que fue un impacto social inmediato. Now we have our second winner, and that is what I call medium-term social impact, because it's going to require some capital and also partnerships with corporates. And that is going to Sabio. That is our winner in the medium-term impact, social impact. El segundo ganador es Sabio, por ser una solución más a mediano plazo en que va a requerir capital y también va a requerir patrocinadores corporativos. Muchas gracias. Thank you. Bienvenidos a Miami.
Finally, I invite Provost Dirk to close our event.
Well, I too want to extend my congratulations to all the teams who are here today, our immediate term and our longer term winner. I also want to thank not only the Hemispheric University Consortium, but also our judges for the great job they did today, and eMerge of the Americas to hosting the event. One of the things I like to say is if you do something once, it's an event. If you do it twice, it's a series. If you do it 3 times, it's a tradition. And I think one of the things we want to do is make this a tradition for eMerge of the Americas. And I think our goal next year should be in the main stage. So to all of you, congratulations. This concludes our event. Thank you all for participating. Thank you, audience, for your enthusiasm and your support as well. Goodbye. Thank you.